All right, we are going back together with the trim. I've got the inside trim on that the weather strip attaches to, and it had a split right here, so I've glued that last night just to let it be gluing before I put this in. And I've ordered some weather strip adhesive. I've got a little bit of it, so if we get to that point we could probably go ahead and install this, but it's definitely not enough to do all of it. We've got new butyl tape. I went ahead and ordered a second roll because this looks like it's not going to be quite enough. And this is on this track piece. I've cleaned off the old. We put new butyl on it the whole distance, and that just seals that piece on. So probably should have polished this up. I did clean it, but I probably should have polished it. So I may try to polish it real quick, you know, put something in here behind here before I put this other piece on. I did have this piece on, this piece that runs right here. Also see my little touch up there if the light hits it right, but I'm not repainting this again. I've repainted this pillar 3 times. Well, repainted it twice. So we just got a little touch up there. Anyway, I put this on and we've got an issue, and we're gonna run across it on the A pillars and right in the middle right there. Let me fill you in on our issue. So these clips, you know, they go in there, and the way this fits is not the best, but see those clips and see the trim right there? It's supposed to snap in to this lip right here. Well, originally that lip would have had vinyl glued and wrapped around it. And so those clips, if you look, they've got little teeth that would bite into that vinyl and attach. Well, our issue is we have no vinyl. So I bent, these were further in. I bent them out slightly to make them a tighter fit, and I popped that trim in. And it snapped in, but I could easily just pull it right back off. I don't think it would hold up on the freeway and it would come off. So what do we do? And how do we fix that? I think what I'm gonna do, and I don't know. Well, I guess that is what it is, because we've already attached all this, and we'll just, hopefully the other trim this didn't have anything in it anyway, but anyway, whatever. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe put some, I tried to think of some kind of the best type of adhesive to put on here so that it clips in place, but the clips kind of just hold it until the glue dries. You know, to basically glue this here, the inner side of it, to the inside of this lip in here. And I was thinking, you know, weather strip adhesive, but I don't think that would be the best. And I thought about like contact cement, that fix all adhesive that I used on the door panels. That would work okay on it, but I think we may go with seam sealer. So I've got some seam sealer. I've got a whole tube of it, and we may try that out. You know, it is an adhesive. It's not only a seam sealer, but it does say on it can be used as an adhesive. So I think we may go that route. I mean, it's made for body panels and stuff. Okay, I think that's gonna work pretty good. This is the stuff I'm using. It's just AC Delco seam sealer. And what I did is I actually came in here. It was easier to put it on the car than on the trim. I tried to put it on the trim first, and it was wanting to get it on this inside lip, which is visible, you know, down in there. So what I did is I came in on the car and just went along here. You can see little remnants of it, but the trim will cover that up. Or we take a Sharpie and just, once it dries, go over it, make it black if it doesn't show it, or if it doesn't cover it up. But anyway, went in here and came along here, you know, with the trim off, and put it along that edge, and then came and put the trim on. So we'll let that set. Yeah, I don't really know what to say here. Just, yeah, I'm doing the best I can with what I got. You know, we're kind of in, I don't really know, you know, if you ordered one of these without a vinyl top, or if it had a half top, you know, what they used to attach this. But it's probably some different kind of clip. Feeling pretty good about this. So on this one, what I did, still didn't polish the trim. I did clean it, but I should have polished it. We'll polish these later, I guess. Anyway, what I did is I came in here, ignore that, I just put a little excess around that. But came in here and without this piece in, because you have to put the chrome trim in first, because it bolts or it screws in under that. So on this window, you gotta put this one in first, and you can put this one in after, because it just clips in. So that's what I did there, because I put it in before, just like well, I don't remember. Anyway, you can put it in before or after, and I had it in, and I took it out, and then we put it back in, and we worked some seam sealer up in there. What worked really good on this one was put the seam sealer in first, and then snap this in. So of course we have to do that on that side, but on that front over there, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna snap this piece in before we put this channel in, because we can get in there and get the seam sealer in better. So I got a really good bead of seam sealer up here, and then snap this in. So I feel really good about this trim here. That one, you know, I did the best I could with getting it in between, and I'm not taking that track back out because I'd have to pull all that butyl tape out, and I'm just not doing all that. So I feel like I got enough in there to where it should hold it, shouldn't be an issue. But if we ever have an issue with it, we know what we need to do. So just figured I'd show you all this. So we've got this trim on, and you can see kind of how the stuff squished out in spots. Got a little kink in it right there, so I put a little extra right there. But we'll go through and just kind of wipe that out. There's no need of that excess, so we'll just wipe it. But you know, that does prove that, you know, it was enough to stick it, and it squished it, I guess. Anyway, the other side, this is next day. The other side feels nice and firm, so I think we're in good shape. I'm just not crazy about this trim. I mean, it is what it is. You know, we're doing something here that wasn't supposed to be done, I guess. You know, vinyl top trim back on the car with no vinyl top. It just, you know, it fits, it would fit nice with a vinyl top. It just doesn't fit nice without one. I mean, so anyway, most people wouldn't know, you know, so we're just gonna go with it. All right, let me get this on. I'll show you what we do with the butyl tape right there. So actually these are in two pieces, and I put them together. They slide together, but I put them in together. It just works out well. And you can, that butyl tape is stretchy, so it'll stretch. And as far as getting the old stuff off, I just take it and peel the majority of it off. And then I've got a brass wire wheel in my bench grinder, and I just go over it with that and get that taken off. I put the butyl tape over these and just punch through it. You can cut it around it if you want. But the good thing about that butyl tape is, you know, as opposed to like a double-sided foam tape or something, is it is sticky, but it's not super sticky, and you can kind of peel it up and reapply it if you need to. So as you're trying to fit this in and get it where the screw holes line up, it's got some give to it, and it's also super flexible and stretchy, and it just works really well. You can also punch through it. So once I get it in place, I use a little pick, just a little straight pick, to kind of feel around trying to find my holes where it attaches. And once I find it, I can kind of pull that channel around to where it needs to go and put my screws in. Okay, so now, you know, we've got it stuck on, and we just need to peel this side off once we're ready to put it in place. And I just shove it up and just kind of stick it in the top and kind of line up each sides. And then I start working each side, and I leave all the screws loose until I get all of them started, and then I run them up. And yeah, so we're using the same screw holes just to make sure everything lines up exactly like it's supposed to go. As far as when I start tightening them down, I do these two corners first, and then I just kind of alternate and bring the center up first, because I figure if it needs to slide up any, you know, you want these loose. And then once I get that, then I just kind of do the same thing, just work my way to the center. Might be better work from center out, I don't know, but same thing here. It is installed. Like I said, that piece looks pretty good. It's just when it gets to over here, you know. Like I said, we can pry out on that a little bit. I hate to mess with it too much. Well, this is a big moment for me, and it's getting this trim back on. And I debated whether polishing it, but I was worried I'd end up bending it trying to polish it, so we can polish it when it's on the car. I felt like that was the safer option, but we can see our transition now. I think it looks really good. So I replaced all the little clips, all the little hold down that had the speed nuts. Replaced all those, bought a whole pack of them. And then the little plastic clips that go under here, there's 6 of them. Replace those. I'm not really sure how those snap on, other than I slipped them on here, and once I got these tightened down, I just gently tapped down and they snapped into place. So I'm guessing that's probably how they're designed to go. These are those clips. These I think are galvanized. They look like it, and they seem to be really good quality. I don't think they're OEM. These were the originals, same size. These clips are bent out a little more, so I just bent these clips out a little more, but the actual piece right here is same size. So replace those, and then these are those other little, there's 6 of these total, 3 on each side on the flat trim, the part that's along by the back glass, the transition. I went ahead and replaced these. That's the ones I said I put them on the body. There's a little post sticking up, and I just slid them on the body. And once I got these started, I just came along and just gently bumped it with my fist, and they snapped on, so it worked out well. All right, so we got all the trim back on, and ended up replacing a few of the clips. Ordered a pack of them, the clips that hold this on, because some of mine were pretty rusty. And I used, I think, pretty much all the new ones, and then the best of the used ones. And yeah, I mean, the trim, it is what it is. You know, it, for the most part, it fits pretty good, but you get to spots like this and it just doesn't fit that great, and it, I don't know, it just doesn't fit that great in here. And that's just how it was. You know, the vinyl top just covered that up. I should have noticed, you know, this body line drops a little bit right there. But yeah, our excuse will be that's where it lets water run out. Maybe that's what their excuse was. So it wouldn't fit so tight right there, so it could kind of drain. I don't know. But it just doesn't want to fit down in that corner. And I get, you know, these clips would fit tighter if, you know, the vinyl top was there, and they would be more inclined to stay. So yeah, I mean, it's just gonna, like I said, it is what it is. It's what we've got to work with. We can't really do anything else about it. And it's pretty rough trim anyway. We'll see if we can polish it up a little bit. Like I said, I decided I didn't really want to do it off the car because I don't want to risk bending it. I've been so careful with handling this and storing it so that it would hold its shape. So that's kind of what we did. Kind of the same thing for the front here. You know, it just, you know, it was made to fit with a vinyl top that kind of covered any discrepancies, we'll call it, in the trim. But it does seem to be held on there, and one of them over there, I had to scoot it back up, so I had to pop it back off, and it took a good bit of prying under there to pop it back off, so I feel pretty good about it. Now we've just got this piece to put here, and I think that's the last piece of the trim. For this piece on the other side, I ended up using weather strip adhesive again, and we'll have to do some cleanup afterwards with it. Same on the other side. I ordered some plastic razor blades to kind of clean up any excess, but I think that's my best option for adhesive for this. We'll let that dry and we'll scrape it off the razor blade. So we're really close to getting this thing done. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you know what the clips are like on a non-vinyl top car. I would love to know. I think our seam sealer will work okay, but to be honest, the trim itself is probably different. So, you know, maybe the trim itself is different in the way the clips attach and all that could be different. So, but if you know, let me know. Make sure to hit that like button. That really helps me out. And hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it just lets you know when these videos come out. If you're enjoying watching, there'll be another one out, I guess, next week. So again, thanks for watching.